Hi guys, Tim Constable here from Portfolio Letting Experts, and I make these videos for portfolio landlords and landlords that want to grow a portfolio of properties. So today I am talking to the 82% of you that currently self-manage your properties, okay? And what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you, and something you can choose to use, a very simple framework to decide whether or not you want to use an agent. Okay, so we're going to need a couple of inputs first before we're able to make this decision. So the first input that we're going to talk about is how much is your time worth to you. Now, if you're still working and you've got a job, you're employed, or you run a business, then it's pretty simple. Take your yearly income, take the amount of hours you work, and then just divide those together to get your hourly rate. Okay, if you are retired, your perceived hourly rate might be different because time is more scarce, it's more valuable to you. You want to spend more time with the grandchildren, more time going on holidays or playing golf, whatever it is that you like to do. But your perceived hourly rate might be a lot more than what it was when you were younger. The second thing we're going to need, the second input that we're going to need to better help with this equation is basically how many hours you spend running your portfolio. Now, this is where people get a bit, they don't necessarily tell the truth to themselves. They think everything is much quicker generally than what they actually do. So what I'm going to do is run through a very quick checklist for you so you can have a think about the things you should be doing or you are doing at the moment when you're running your portfolio. There may be some things you don't even know you're supposed to do. So we might be able to help you there as well. But the first thing you're going to do, if we start from chronological order, we're going to market a property. So we might put it on open rent, for example. We're going to handle viewings. We're going to go to the property. We're going to show people. We're going to agree to rent a property to someone. We're going to do referencing checks on them. We may use a third party, but we still need to speak to them. We still need to fill out the forms, etc., etc. Then we're going to go back. We're going to prepare the paperwork. We're going to send out the tenants agreement. Hopefully you still don't send it on a paper copy, so you have to drive to meet the tenant and then you get them to sign it. And trust me, there's still landlords out there that do it. Hopefully it's not you. Then we need to arrange for the check-in. So we're going to meet them at the property. We're going to go through the property. We're going to show them how everything works. We should be testing the smoke alarms. We should be filming that or documenting that. We should be testing the carbon monoxide alarms in front of them. We should be going through the inventory. We should be doing a lot of things. This is all taking time. Hopefully you get the picture. Next thing, we move them into the property. We've got to register utilities, or we ask the tenants to register utilities. Unfortunately, they don't do it, so then we have to handle that for them. Then we have to deal with maintenance, because absolutely most properties, unless it's brand new, you're going to have something, and there's always teething issues with tenants when they first move into properties. So after that, we need to be doing inspections. Now, I know a lot of you, of the 82%, I'm sure not all of you, but there's definitely a large proportion that haven't seen your property in 5 years, and you definitely know who you are, and that is not a good thing. And trust me, I've made the mistake of no news is good news, but that's definitely not true. It's better to know what's going on with your property, because as tenants, as lovely and as great as they are, it isn't their home. They don't own it, and they definitely feel like they don't own it, and therefore they will never treat it as nice as someone who owns their own home. That's just my opinion. I've got 12 years experience of dealing with tenants, so I feel I'm in a fairly good position. After that, we've got to do, as I said, there'll be maintenance issues that come up. We need to do inspections. We should definitely be doing that twice a year. Little tip, you should be doing it after a month or 2 months maximum, because when people move into properties, you want to know how they're treating it fairly quickly. Then we need to think about rent increases. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of you that haven't increased your rent in 15 years. And this is probably, and now you're trying to increase your rent because you haven't done it for so long and your mortgage rates have gone up. And now it's really hard to get them from £600 a month on a one bed up to £1,000. So you've got that whole problem. Then we've got certificates that we need to look at. We've got compliance things we need to do. So as you can see, I've reeled off a whole list, and that's not even the whole list of the things that you need to think about. And you probably do most of it, but you probably don't do some of it as well. And hopefully it's not the stuff that you're supposed to be doing to be compliant, to put you in the shit. But let's say, for example, that this takes you 30 hours a year to run one property. And let's say you've got 3 properties. So that's 90 hours a year that you're spending running your portfolio. So the maths you need to do now is, how much is my hourly rate? So let's say it's £100. times the 90 hours, okay? So if we do that equation, okay, and then we look at how much will an agent charge me to manage my property. So let's just say it's £100 a month, okay? So this is where you need to do the equation to see how much is my time worth, okay, and how much am I spending if I use an agent to manage the property. Now, if my time is more valuable than the agent's time, which I expect most of you it will be, then find a good agent and use them to manage your properties. Time is the only thing we can't buy more of, and that is the most valuable thing. So please use a good agent, buy your time back, and basically do the things you enjoy and not the things that you don't enjoy. Thank you very much for listening to this video. If it's any help to you and you want to share it with someone, please send it to them, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much.